What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are here to introduce the new Nibbi suspension that we have installed on the Ventus One that is behind me, along with a whole bunch of other Nibbi components. Gotta keep the momentum. This is gonna get gnarly. All right, so I'm sure you're no stranger to the Ventus One, but this Ventus One is much different than what you would get from the factory. This bike was built by Electrix and delivered directly to us to do some trail testing with. We are going to be testing this against the 3.0 because the 3.0 does have a lot of upgraded components on it, and I'm interested to see how this performs, but that will be in a later video. Today, I want to talk about each piece. We have the forks, the bar clamp, the handlebars themselves. We have foot pegs, rear linkage, a triangle, as well as a rear shock. All of that is what we're going to discuss. We're going to tell you our first impressions, give you a little bit of information, and then on the next video, we're going to take this thing on a ride. So let's start talking about the forks and everything that we know so far. The forks have a 200 millimeters of travel. They have a 112 millimeter hub spacing. They come in weighing 11 pounds, and they have rebound and spring preload adjustment on the top. So that's what you're getting with the forks. I'm sure there's a lot more detailed information. I just have not been provided all of it yet, but that's what I've been able to gather up until this point. Now, the handlebars, I do believe that these handlebars are actually a mountain bike handlebar that they put on an E-moto because they are extremely wide. They are at least 3 inches wider than an E-moto handlebar. So we're probably going to chop these down a little bit to give this a better feel, but Nibbi will have handlebar options for the E-moto world, which is exciting because there really isn't a ton unless you ride like a moto style bar and then you just put the spacers in your bar mount to make everything fit. Moving on, we have the bar mount itself. It mounts directly to the triple clamp. It is all CNC machined aluminum, and the same with the foot pegs. The foot pegs that Nibbi or Electrix delivered on this bike are actually really good. They're a little bit smaller than what I would like, but so far so good. We have not taken this on a real trail ride. That will be next, but we are liking the design and we're liking the weight. It is all CNC'd aluminum, so it sounds like they have their stuff together when it comes to building these parts. It's just going to be a test of time to see how well they stand up. Moving back to the linkage and the shock, it's very similar to everything that you would see on the aftermarket world right now from Warp 9 or from KKE. Your triangle and your linkage are all CNC'd aluminum, much like everything that you've probably already seen or maybe you have on your bike. And then the rear shock. The rear shock has 85 millimeters of travel. It has a spring size of 550 pounds, so you do get a 550 pound spring inside the shock itself already. You have a 19-click adjustment for your compression, a 19-click adjustment for your rebound, and your spring preload is 1 to 60 millimeters. So it's all built out of 6000 series aluminum. This shock looks very similar to the shocks that we all know and love that are already on the market, but I am very excited to try this out to see how this bike stands up against the 3.0. The Ventus One is a speed machine. We have ridden this on the street. We have not taken it on a trail yet, and it is unbelievably fast. I don't really know why too many people would need a bike this fast for any type of trail riding, but it's an option, and if it's something that you do, that's generally how we ride our bikes. We don't ride a ton on the street. We do ride a little bit on the street, but I've already said that in previous videos. So the next thing to do is to get this out and test it. I am not sure what type of seals come on these forks, so that's probably something or a question that you guys are going to ask. I do not know what type of seals come on the forks, but they seem to be holding up so far. They don't have very many miles on them, so again, the test of time will tell the tale of how these components hold up and stand up against all the stuff we know and love on the E-moto market today. So if you guys have any questions about this bike or any of these components, we do not have these listed on the site yet, but we will put a link in the description for you to check out all the other parts that are on our site. We will also put a discount code just above that so you can save yourself some money on anything that you buy at Electrix Moto. we're out in the beautiful desert and it's time to go riding. We are going to unload the E-Ride 3.0. We are going to take these bikes for a ride. We'll probably do 10 or 15 miles and we'll be able to report back on just how well these components held up in the wild.